Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out the new Tatcha Silk Powder. I get so excited about this when I saw it. I absolutely love Tatcha. I have yet to come across a product that just has not worked for me. Their skincare is a part of my everyday routine. I just love them. So when I saw Silk Powder, I thought about Silk Canvas, the liquid silk canvas, as well as the balm, how much I love those products. And then this is translucent and radiant. I was like, oh, yes, please. So I thought I would go ahead, purchase this. I got it, I think they had a Rouge 24-hour early access on Sephora. So I purchased it and then started counting down the days for it to get here. And oh, I am so glad to have this in my hands. I am going to be putting this to the test, and I'm putting it up against my usual routine, which definitely includes my SISLEY 01 IRISEE powder. And can you guys tell which side is which right now? You know, before we get into the demo, can you tell? Do you like one side versus the other, or can you not tell at all? Before I get into the demo, I am going to go over pricing, some claims, and just any other information that we have on this silky powder. First off, it is $48, and it is the Silk Powder Protecting Setting Powder. So just like the Silk Canvas, which again in the balm or the liquid form is supposed to be protective for the skin. It helps by shielding blue light and pollution particles, which may cause wrinkles and dark spots. Also, it's supposed to improve skin texture, the appearance of pores, the appearance of fine lines, and skin radiance. Instant and all-day shine control, and it helps makeup last 8 hours. Now, I kind of think all powders do that. As soon as you take a powder, just about of any powder, and you put it on top of a foundation, you're setting that foundation, and it's going to make it last. The packaging is really neat. You open it up, and there was a little doohickey that was around the Tatcha emblem in the center. So if you can see, the powder is just kind of floating around right here. That's because I really shook it to get it out. But it comes out of the center, like right around the edge of the Tatcha logo that's kind of raised, and then you have a divot down to hold the powder here instead of something like a mesh inlay or anything like that. When I first opened this, there was a little like silicone piece that was around this to keep the powder from coming out. I didn't keep it because I just don't care. Like I make a mess with my powders anyway. And this doesn't look like it would be translucent. It definitely looks yellow. It's very airy, but it is. And it's supposed to work for all skin tones. I myself am a light medium, and I would definitely encourage you to go look at other people's reviews to see if it truly does work. But I can tell you that it didn't change the color of my foundation at all. The last thing I want to tell you is that you're getting 20 grams of product. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the demo, and then afterwards, I'll share my thoughts. All right, I just finished applying my foundation and my concealer. I'm just making sure that it's all blended in, no creasing. And then I'm going to do what I would normally do on this side. And then I'm going to use the Tatcha powder on this side. Damp Sponge Huda Beauty Pound Cake Baking Powder. I'm just taking a little bit of that right on my pores first, and then bringing it up towards my under eye. So I'm not like baking with it, but I like to take it and blur everything out, right here especially, and then bring the excess upward. But I don't want to use too much to make it an unfair advantage on this side. So I'm just making sure this is pressed in. And also, I am so glad that I actually did a little bit of research with the powder, because you're not supposed to use a sponge. They say it's better not to use a sponge, so I'm not going to do this same method, specifically because they said not to. I'm just going back in with the concealer sponge, again, just making sure I have everything blended out. And then we're going in with the powder. Now I just already knocked it like this to get the powder loose on the inside. And I have quite a bit, and it's actually kind of yellow. But I put it on bare skin today, this morning, and you couldn't see it. So I wonder what it's going to look like on top of foundation and concealer. Sonia G Mini Cheek. I'm just going to get a tiny little bit of that powder starting on my pores and working upward. I'm going to use this small artist brush from Wayne Goss to get it went in my throat, in my lungs. Now I do see a very soft radiance. I don't know if you're going to be able to catch that on camera, but I do see a very, very soft radiance to this powder. I'm going to pick up a tiny bit more, literally a tiny, tiny bit more, and just start buffing this in. It looks good from afar. I'll have to get up close and see how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and use this on my nose. Oh, that was too much. I didn't mean to. Let me get some on my chin. It's not turning my face yellow though, so that's good. It looks like it's truly translucent. Can you guys see that? This has a little bit of a radiance to it. And this is definitely, it's flat. It is a flat, blurred look. This looks blurred, but it looks very skin-like. I don't have any extra powder. I'm just really making sure I've got it buffed into my skin. I need to get a mirror to look up close. You know what? Now I'm going to finish off my face and then do it, okay? I'm going to go in with the SISLEY Powder 01 IRISEE, and I'm going to use my BK Beauty 102. I'm just going to dot this around. Now I did already set my forehead because I didn't feel like messing with my bangs too much. I'm just going to buff this into my skin. I love this powder. Now when I was watching, now this one does have some radiance to it. This is a radiant powder. Well, they have different shades and some of them are matte, but this one is a radiant one. Ooh, I love this powder. Now, when I was watching Tatcha's videos on Instagram, I saw they were using a river brush, and I was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. So I screenshotted it because I was trying to watch, and I thought I was seeing the number, but I was making sure. This is the number 6, I believe, 06. Now, it has a powder tint to it because I have been using this for my powder, but as you can see, nothing is coming off because I have thoroughly made sure there's no powder in the brush. But I wanted to use the one that they were using, and they said the fluffier the better. And this is definitely a fluffy brush. I've got it on the tip. I'm gonna go. This is so finely milled that as soon as it gets in the air, be careful not to inhale it like I am. I'm not being dramatic, I promise. I'm gonna hold my breath. Here's a quick close-up before I go finish off my face with bronzer, blush, and everything else, and then I'll show you guys a close-up again. Here is the close-up of my makeup completely finished. One side being with the silk powder, the other side with my regular routine. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed or not, but I have a few patches on the right side of my face. I went in with my typical, I've been using these for quite a while now. Like I love this combo. And I put the same amount on both sides, and I wasn't going in with these blushes. They're cream to powder blushes, one from Patrick Ta, one from LYS. I just like to mix the colors. And I was using a stamping motion. This is the first time it has happened, but my makeup is lifted. And so I don't know if it's possible that I missed I don't think I did though. I feel like I buffed everything in really well, and I'm wearing the Tarte Face Tape foundation, which is long wearing in of itself, but it came off right here. So I just want to mention that, and I tried to fix it, but it's like the foundation is gone. So I have these spots on the side of my face. I don't know. I've worn this foundation and I didn't have any issue over here. I've worn this blush over and over again on top of different foundations, on top of different powders, and I just haven't had this issue. So the only thing I can think of is it's either a fluke or maybe I missed and I didn't get enough here, or it doesn't set as well as, you know, I pressed in the powder with my sponge on this side. So that could make a difference. But like I said, Tatcha specifically said it's not good to use a sponge. So I didn't use a sponge. Maybe if I do that, I don't know. I will test that out and see what happens. But I just wanted to let you guys know that that is the first time I've ever had that happen with either one of these blushes. And it didn't happen on this side. And I wasn't overly aggressive or, you know, putting on layer after layer. With that being said, I don't know. I'm kind of torn because I think it's pretty. I really like the radiance, and I don't know if you can actually see that on camera, but it does have this really beautiful radiance to it. I like the way this looks on my skin for a natural makeup look. It definitely looks more natural, 100% versus, you know, the completely flat, matte, blurred out look over here. This one still looked blurred, but more in a, almost like I didn't have a powder on. So it was really pretty, but I feel like this side of my face feels very silky still, and this side feels slightly drier. So I'm a little undecided about the powder. I don't hate it and I don't love it. It's something I'm going to have to continue to play with, and I will say that I noticed whenever I was going up here to just put my bronzer right underneath my lash line that I had started to crease a little bit, even though I took that powder with the Wayne Goss brush and went right up here. So again, I'm just going to have to play with it a little bit more. My first impression of it is I like it, but I'm unsure. I think that if you have dry skin, the appearance of it is beautiful. But then, like I'm telling you, like when I feel right here, I feel a little texture, like slightly dry, and it's so smooth. This is so smooth. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And this makes me a little iffy right here. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I'm going to continue to play with it. I'll tell you that I don't feel dry. I don't feel like I'm dehydrated or like the moisture is being sucked out of my face or anything like that. But if I'm looking straight in the mirror, and I don't know if it's just because of the little spots on my face, but I'm preferring this side of my face. I don't know. You guys let me know. I'm on the fence with this powder. I'm on the fence. Yeah, you guys let me know what you think. And if you've tried this powder out, let me know what your experience has been with it. And I think it'll also help people in the comment section. Let people know if you're oily or dry or if you're combo like myself. That way we can kind of get, you know, more people's perspective on this powder. I will let you guys know in an update video my final thoughts on the powder after I've used it several more times. But this is just a first impression. All right, I'm gonna quit blabbering now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.